channel. It's been like a week. I take a break. A lot went on. What to talk about? What to even start? The President Trump basically doubled down, saying that free speech is to be taken away. He said that like straight up in an interview. So it no longer is it just taking what he says out of context, like the thing with Charlie Kirk that people who criticize him should be taken off air. He straight said that freedom of speech is to be taken away because the people who have the freedom to speak and protest, he just doesn't like it. And it's like it's absurd. It's fascist. It's honestly we have a fascist government in our government right now. And other influencers like Nick Fuentes are also pretty fucking fascist. They have really simple ideas, and they're not really wrong. Let's cut down immigration. Let's not have mixing happening as much. Those are all perfectly fine things to say. But then when it's like, what's the issues? The issues are really simple. They're not. You might be able to explain them like, oh, the economic issues can be solved with nothing, basically. And it's just like, you can't oversimplify issues like these without being fascist. Because fascism is a part of just, a part of fascism is explaining things simply to manipulate an audience to be like, yeah, you're wrong. Half the time you're going to be wrong. Sure, it might sound good, it might even work a little bit, but it breaks down under intense scrutiny and under statistic practices. It will break down. There's a reason Nazi Germany failed. There's a reason other fascist governments have failed. I can't even name other ones because I just don't know enough outside of, Hitler, but like whatever. And the more I get into politics, the more and more I realize it's a way to escape reality, you know? It's like, oh, the economic issues, the fucking whatever, the housing market is all bad. It's gonna stay bad. Because us, the people, we don't know how to go against capitalism. We're not defeating capitalism, but capitalism was never designed to help the average person live. It was to basically let the rich get richer. Communism is a great way to go against it, but the rich get richer then too because people are selfish. And this is to my main point. Humanity is fucking evil. No matter where we go, the people in power want to keep power because they're afraid to lose it. This happens here. In America, we don't want immigration because we don't want our country to get worse. You're just as bad as the rich people. And if you had money, you would probably be just as bad as them too. Everybody just as bad as everybody else. And we all think we're better because of what? Oh, my belief system is better. You're not better. You're a fucking nobody. I'm a nobody. Nobody's an anybody. Surely, in the grand scheme of things, we're all gonna fucking die eventually. And we're gonna have this entire thing and having people who can't even afford food, who can't afford houses, who can't afford basic necessities, but you have these other people with billions of dollars and are like, oh, that's chill. That's ethical. That's capitalism. That's not fucking capitalism. That billionaire has fucked over, has ruined countless lives. And they're going to say that's just part of capitalism. You're retarded. Capitalism, even when it was initially designed, initially thought of, it was being taken advantage of. Our entire history is always just us getting taken advantage of. Every single time. We take advantage of the earth. We take advantage of our situations. We don't appreciate fucking anything. If you have a house and a loving family and you can eat every day and you complain, you're part of the issue. We want and we want and we want, and we don't think about why we want these things. We just do. I want to have a bigger house. I want to eat more food. I want to have more products. You are materialistic as fuck. If you just have a house and food and do the things you like occasionally and consume in society, that's perfectly fine. But for you to want new cars every 4 years, a bigger house, a pool, you are a wasteful piece of shit who has no understanding of anything. Our brains are fragile. Our egos are very small. If I say something to offend somebody, you're gonna not like it. And it's like, what did I say exactly? If this person says, oh, I want abortion, and he say, I don't want you to have abortions, that doesn't fucking matter. This guy wants to date a guy, but that goes against my religion. Your religion is flawed. There's so many religions. Which one is right? Mine is right. You're arrogant sack of shit. None of them are right. It's all a story from one point in time spreading out. And you have to use your faulty ideas to meander in somebody else's life. That's great. It's selfish though. Your idolization of yourself is so major that you have to let it take over other people's lives now. You're evil. Again, everybody is evil. People are evil. Humanity is the worst of the worst. but we're the best of the best. Unlike any other species, we will stick our necks out and save people and give our lives up. And that's most of the population. And then we can take this and we can look at it from either side. We are terrible. We are great. It's a mix of both. But the issue is the great people, the good people, they're being silenced. They don't get appreciated. If I saved 50 people in a house fire, I would get news for 2 days, and that's it. But if I bombed 50 kids and shot up a school, my message, my idolizations, what I wanted would be pushed through by the public because the public eats up evil. That's all we do. If I wanted a message to be across people to understand what I want to believe in, and let's say I wanted to do it epically, so I saved people, I gave money away, that wouldn't do anything. Some people hear my message and that's it. But if I killed 50 people, people would hear my story because the media would probably say people don't know why I did it, and we feed into violence no matter what. The media feeds into violence. We love and we crave violence. That's why we have wars. That's why we have everything. We can't just get along because the human race is too interconnected. Our issues are so foundational that when we believe in something, even as little as religion, something that is personal, that should be sacred to one person's belief. No one has the same point of view on religion at all. When you read a Bible, you interpret it differently. When you read the Quran, you interpret it differently, no matter what. But then your interpretation has to be more important and more specific, like better than everyone else's. That's the issue. That's what the Quran does. That's what the Bible does. That's what the Jews do. That's what they all do. You are wronged. And I want you to think about that. I am wrong for saying this, but I'm also right. When you are wrong, you probably have a little bit of rightness into it. And that's the key. We have to just shut the fuck up and quit complaining. If somebody wants to be gay, let them be gay. If somebody wants to own guns, let them own guns. If somebody wants to have an abortion, let them have an abortion. I know you don't like that. I know it's going to upset you somehow, but it doesn't affect you. It affects nobody. Your belief system doesn't affect their belief system, and you can't force it. You stupid motherfuckers. All of you, the left and the right, the Jews, the Islamics, all of them. I hate them all equally, and I hope you know that. No one is perfect. No religion is perfect. No government is perfect. And you will never get there if you believe that, because you're inherently wrong. You're double downing on your idolizations again, being right. They aren't. So stop it. This media shit. Get off the news. We need to stop giving money to the people who feed into it. We need to not sell our homes to big corporations, and we need to take the cut in the money we can get, because it's not about the money. It shouldn't be about the money. If you are an old person and you have you have a couple $100,000 home, don't give it to a company who's going to pay you the most. That's not what it's about. It's about the principle. I bought this house $10K in 1950s. I can sell it now for up to $500K, or give it to a family with 2 kids who really fucking needs it for $300K. Because at least that house should be loved and taken care of, surely. And you are actually helping the future instead of killing it. We are killing the future. Our debt the United States get, we're going to stack on it. We're going to stack on it. So the generation that pays it will be struggling the most. We don't give a fuck about our kids. We don't give a fuck about our grandkids. We care about us. We care about me. We care about nobody else. You are a selfish piece of shit. Our government is selfish. Our economic system is selfish. We don't look at each other. We don't look after each other. Conservative people are very selfish, and liberals are very stupid. Either way you look at it, we're all wrong. We need to look at it completely differently. And it's like issues, man. Issues. Let's look at them. Economic issues. Where do they come from? Well, the billionaires keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. It's really that simple. That's fascism. Because while it is true, and it is very simple, it doesn't solve a fix. So when someone answers a question and they answer the question like that, they aren't offering a solution. They're just offering a band-aid. You can blame people. You can blame the rich. You can blame your neighbors. You can blame the Jews. You can blame the Islams. You can blame the Christians. But that's not going to fix the issues. We have to take accountability. When you have a home and you sell it to somebody for as much money as possible, rather than selling it to somebody who deserves it, you are feeding the issue. When you go buy the new iPhone, even though you don't need it, you're feeding the issue. When you pollute the earth with a new car that takes up way too much gas, you're feeding the issue. When you say, I want the shiny sports car, you're feeding the issue. When you say, I want, and I want, and I want, and I want, and I want, but you give nothing, you're a part of the issue. And I am the issue. I take, and I don't give that much. But I try to limit what I take, and I try to be not very impactful in the world. I try to take and eat and trash as least amount of stuff as possible. And I wish more people would like me a little bit, you know? People like me but different. But people who understand that materialism is the worst thing humanity has ever done. We put prices and values on stuff that has nothing to do with living life. I have been the happiest I've ever been happy with my computer. No, I haven't. I was the happiest I've ever been when I went to Colorado and saw the mountains for the first time. When I went to the beach, when I walked around and I saw the sunset. That's when I'm happy. I don't get happy. I get happy for like 2 seconds when I get a new game. Then I realize, I just wasted money on that. What has made me really happy, if I want to be honest, it has really made my life what it is the internet. But it's also made my life miserable, more miserable than I've ever been. You know, the internet's bad. It forces your mind to be constantly stimulated with information. And the more I got into it, the less I realized, is this true? AI is the doomer of the next generation. It creates fake information, people read it. We take up so much water, we do so much carbon dioxide, we're ruining the earth, and we don't care. We pretend like it's not an issue. We pretend like these issues won't hurt us. Who is us, though? You answer the question, well, I'm a human. I'm me, maybe. But if you answer the question unselfishly, you say, I am a human being. So when you say pollution won't hurt us, you're wrong. And you're stupid, okay? I was going to say it. If you don't believe in climate change, you're stupid, okay? But I don't blame you. Taking comforting lies or comforting truths, I'm going to say comforting lies, it will always be easier to take an uncomfortable truth. You probably heard that saying multiple times, but it's very true, and it will always be true. People are so good at trying to find the simplest explanations to problems that are complicated. The thing is, you're right half the time. If you have less money, you blame the rich. True, very true, because that's how that works. The richer the person is, the more money they take. But then it's also true on the other side. Why are they rich? Answer the question. It's not because they just got the money. They earned it. We bought it. We contributed to the issue. You contributed to the issue. So we can blame the billionaires. But we have the power and numbers and the average middle class and the working class to change the narrative. It might take a while. You might be poor. You might suffer for a couple of years, maybe 10. But you will see the changes slowly. When the trillion-dollar companies don't make as much money, they lose the margins. The money gets distributed to other companies. Those companies pay more people. Other companies that are smaller get bigger. Regional branches get bigger. More people in those areas get funded. The money gets evened out more. And it's slow. It costs a lot. But we will get to a point where we will be spending more money, but we will also probably be making more money. The products will have to be competing with other products more than ever, so we will see innovation. This happened to us during the 1980s, during the 2000s, okay? When new technology arrives, new fields, innovation everywhere. But then what happens is a predominant force comes out and forces the competition to be very stiff. Bigger screen, longer battery, that's it. No gimmicks. What makes gimmicks so cool is that sometimes a gimmick will click and it will actually be beneficial more than any other thing technology has done. Technically, the iPhone was initially a gimmick, kind of. It was a touchscreen. That's like just kind of gimmicky, but it was great. So just think about that. See ya.